Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Chris Wave Grace back at it with another video. Now today we got Omni Man versus Homelander. Invincible versus the boys. Let me fix this a little bit. Do I still look good? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You already know. Alright, so what can I say, man? Me and my boys was just like, well, when the Invincible came out, well, it was more of Invincible versus Superman, and my boys didn't watch The Boys, so that conversation like never got brought up since they haven't watched The Boys. But in my head, like I was like, yo, Omni-Man versus Homelander, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Just to keep it short and sweet, I'm gonna give it to Omni-Man. Now, for the people that have watched Invincible, and spoil alert, he only stopped himself from effing up the world was because he felt and loved his son. That was the only thing that stopped him. Now, I haven't read the comics for Invincible, so yeah, but in terms of the show aspect, and this is coming from both sides, from Invincible and the boys, Omni-Man, the only thing that stopped him was just his son. Everything else, he would have, like that earth would have been done. It would have been done with ease. I'm gonna give again Omni-Man the advantage. Like Homelander, like yeah, he's like a Walmart Superman, but he's a Walmart Superman that thinks he's like freaking like Best Buy and Target and everything. Like he thinks he's up there. Now I don't know if on the show if they said that he's unstoppable or not. But Homelander just gets in his own head, and then like which kind of fucks him up. But yeah, but let's go. It's already 18 minutes, and I've been talking too much.
And Mint Mobile. Omni-Man, the invincible champion from planet Viltrum. Homelander, the world's greatest superhero, brought to you by Vought International. Few heroes have stood the test of time with more aplomb than the very first, Superman. But what if absolute power did, in fact, corrupt absolutely? Answer.
I also give it to Omni-Man.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Omni-Man. Had you going there for a second, huh?
Not really. His name is in the title of the video.
Well, you might be forgiven for mistaking Nolan Grayson for his classic comic inspiration. He's even got that sexy mustache that he's not afraid to hide with terrible CGI. Born on the planet Viltrum, Nolan was sent to Earth to act as its
he's 6'2"
alien defender and spread the enlightenment of his utopian homeworld.
And as
he really wants
alter ego.
He really wants his son to think.
Man, there was no one better suited to the task. He's saved the world countless times, worked alongside the Guardians of the Globe, and even married.
Think, Mark. Think.
Life couldn't be better until Mark inherited his dad's Viltrumite powers. That's when Mark found out that his dad was a stinking rat bastard liar.
Turns out, Viltrum wasn't exactly the peaceful utopia Nolan promised.
Peaceful in the sense that they culled half their population, murdering billions with their bare hands until only the strongest were left, united by a common purpose.
This
I can't wait for season 2.
Then went on to conquer planet after planet in their home galaxy, murdering any who dared oppose them. So just scratch that whole peaceful part entirely.
And turns out Omni-Man was here to do that same thing to Earth. Sorry, Mark. Your dad's a dick.
Even worse, he's easily the most powerful being on the entire planet.
Imagine
Exactly.
combining the raw power of a Kryptonian and the bloodlust of a Saiyan, and what you get is basically a Viltrumite.
Due to their unique DNA, Viltrumites are composed of smart atoms that they can manipulate to achieve superhuman feats, like holding their breath for weeks on end by drawing more energy from the oxygen inside them.
Kinda reminds me of that whole bioelectric aura thing Superman has. That's basically how comic writers bullshit a science-y explanation for his powers.
Except smart atoms make even less sense. How can atomic structure be designated by your DNA? DNA is made of atoms. It's completely nonsensical biological hogwash that I cannot stand.
Uh-oh, comics fans. I'm calling this debunked. Viltrumites can fly, withstand near absolute
Flight
zero
and human
temperatures,
longevity.
and even possess insane healing factor.
Resistance to star level heat and absolute zero. Superhuman psychology. I don't know how to read. A bitch
Stuff like getting punched through the stomach, having your guts ripped out, or having your face smashed
No,
open into
when I'm
pieces.
telling you, yo, that season 2 better go crazy.
And somehow survive.
However, too much trauma to the
I
brain
can't wait.
can
God
affect
damn!
healing factors, and intense heat can be especially damaging.
Even the most powerful Viltrumites can be killed by extended baths in the spicy hot
Nah, I need a-
star.
And because of their abilities, their inner ear vestibular system is far more sensitive than a regular human's.
I need to read the comic.
Fragile equilibrium and even prevent them from flying.
Though pushing themselves to their
But
physical
that would
limits
kinda
only
spoil
ends up
myself,
making them
though.
way stronger. And considering Nolan has been alive and planet conquering for thousands of years, he is easily one of the toughest Viltrumites around. Like, other aliens attacking him will literally splatter their bodies against him. But Mark didn't inherit everything from his dad. Despite
Nope.
his alien genes, Mark was raised as a human with our weak, pathetic human values like love and compassion and not brutally murdering the shit out of everyone you see like a maniac. Really made it difficult for Nolan to relate to his kid.
Such as when these aliens invaded Earth. Mark tried his best to minimize casualties and outsmart his numerically superior foes.
Nolan, meanwhile, tackled their leader through the portal back to their homeworld, then spent some time systematically annihilating their planet for even daring to take Earth from him. Classic generational divide.
Annihilate is underselling it. Nolan flew so fast that his body lit their planet's atmosphere on fire, creating massive country-sized explosions, with his own body as the projectile.
Omni-Man has flown across galaxies in only a week, survived punching a hole through a planet, and even deflected a meteor the size of Texas.
Assuming that means the diameter of the meteor is equivalent to the distance from the top of the Panhandle to the Gulf of Mexico, that would make it 1,300 kilometers wide.
And weigh over 4.6 quintillion tons, moving at re-entry speeds of over 11,000 meters per second. It had hit with enough energy to destroy the moon twice over.
So Omni-Man is strong enough to slaughter those who considered him an ally, the Guardians of the Globe, all to ensure as seamless a transition to the coming Viltrumite rule
Single-handedly
as possible.
ended, yep.
Too bad for
Defeated
Nolan. It
Invincible,
wouldn't be that
the
easy,
alien,
because he'd have to
alien,
go
the
through
alien
his son
spear.
first.
Mark was horrified by his father's treachery, spurred on by the reveal that Nolan only viewed his mother as a pet, a disposable broodmare. Invincible fought Omni-Man to save the planet.
And that's when Mark's real Viltrumite training began. Get it?
That train scene was so
Like the
crazy.
train?
Yes, we get it. It was a good pun. Jesus.
But if anything, it was Omni-Man that learned a lesson about humanity that day.
He may have tried to turn Mark into a Viltrumite, but in reality, as Nolan fled Earth with tears in his eyes, Mark made his father human. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it.
It's betterhelp.com/deathbattle. Welcome to Vought International, a multi-billion-dollar American conglomerate whose #1 products are the greatest superheroes on the face of the earth.
That's right, superheroes are real and they're big business.
Imagine a company that possesses a monopoly on popular culture, pumping out movies, TV shows, action figures, and video games constantly, drowning the masses in a slurry of focus-tested nostalgia opium with no end in sight.
Yeah, imagine.
Within Vought's pantheon of gods among men is their premier super team, the Seven, and its leader, Homelander.
He's got the looks, the charm, the Jesus, and most importantly, he's got the power to slaughter all of America's enemies at home and abroad. This guy probably eats freedom and shits eagles.
But Homelander's squeaky clean corporate sheen is only skin deep. Far from the big blue Boy Scout he's marketed as, Homelander is probably the closest thing to Lucifer on Earth.
Remember Bad Future Biff from Back to the Future? Now give him superpowers and media training.
Yeah, pretty much.
The official story is that Homelander was an alien who landed here as a baby, a tale we're all familiar with.
And one that's total bullshit. Homie was made in a lab with Vought's proprietary super soldier serum, Compound V.
And he was a complete success.
Too much of a success. He was murdering rooms of terrified scientists before his umbilical cord was even cut. In the comics, Vought had to keep a remote-controlled hydrogen bomb strapped to him at all times because they had no idea what else could possibly kill him.
As he grew up, he was subjected to psychological conditioning to make him the greatest and most profitable hero of all time.
It wasn't long before he debuted as Homelander, the ultimate defender of the American dream.
Homelander possesses massively superhuman strength, speed, and durability. He can fly at hypersonic speeds, see through walls with X-ray vision, and detect a person's emotional state from just the sound of their heartbeat.
But you know you're done for when he breaks out his heat vision, which is strong enough to slice through crowds of people or split airplanes in half.
Or screams so loud that it shatters the eardrums of anyone around him.
Those are innocent bystanders whose ears are exploding, by the way. Oh yeah, he totally botched this mission to stop a plane hijacking, so he forced each and everyone on board to die in the resulting crash so they wouldn't reveal his incompetence.
Well, Homelander's powers may be real, but his heroism is a charade. Though he plays his part well, he cares nothing for the peons he's forced to protect.
The only thing he treasures is, ironically, his public image. Turns out being raised as a lab experiment doesn't create a healthy person. But don't worry, he eventually cleaned up his act and started a totally 100% healthy sexual relationship with a fellow superhero. Ooh, just
for her to be a fucking Nazi.
Speaking of sex, Wiz, you know how I'm always saying we should figure out how Superman and Lois get busy? Well, forget that, because Homelander proved that they can't. His ejaculation
that was funny. We said that at the same time.
Who proved that?
Look, there's no way to sugarcoat this. Considering a human's load has much less mass than a shotgun pellet, it would have to be moving significantly faster to achieve the same kinetic energy. Over 1,500 meters per second, or 4.5 times faster than sound.
That's right. Homelander can bust a nut faster than the speed of sound. Well, good night, everybody. Ooh, kinda sucks for humanity that they made this dude the most powerful being on the planet and a psycho murderer.
That's no exaggeration. Stillwell even commented that Homelander has proven immune to every weapon known to mankind, no matter how powerful. Humanity literally lacks the ability to kill him.
That'd include nuclear weapons as powerful as the Tsar bomb, which exploded with the energy of 50 megatons of TNT.
Actually, it could have exploded with twice that. But the Soviets who created it were afraid it would irreversibly alter Earth's biosphere and end the world. That's right, we all almost died.
And that's the kind of shit Homelander can shrug off no problem. He's strong enough to throw a jet with one hand and fast enough to outspeed a C4 explosion.
Despite being an emotionally stunted man-child, Homelander is still surprisingly cunning and able to manipulate those around him.
Though it probably wasn't too smart to piss off the world's angriest limey, Billy Butcher. Yeah, turns out forcibly fathering a bastard son with someone else's wife is not a good idea.
Of note, as unjustifiable as it is, to Homelander, this gave him something he never had before. Some small measure of control over his own life.
Being born Vought's star pupil meant he was under their thumb from the day he was born. His superpowered son was the first thing that was truly his and might be his best option for a new beginning. Or not.
Let's go on to the battle.
This episode is sponsored by Mint Mobile.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by those big wireless providers, I know.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Yes, sir! Omni!
Howdy, neighbor.
Coco, it's warm. You know, Nolan, Homelander is more than just a superhero. It might be cynical to say this, but he's a brand. And it's very important.
Oh, this is gonna be gory. Oh my god.
And if I'm playing second fiddle to some goddamn alien, what's really the point, right? What do you think, Debbie? Nah, she's shy. So, do we have an understanding? Get the fuck out of my country. I'm going to feed you your own heart. Shit. That was a great line. Country? Seriously? I'm not here for your country.
Well, who is the voice actor? Like,
Never been hit by someone your own size before? You have to turn with the punch to reduce.
oh my god.
What's the matter? Are you going to cry? After I'm done with you, I'm gonna flash right into those shit son of yours! This one less neighborhood! And every goddamn person you know!
He gonna eat your heart. He's gonna eat your heart.
Merry Christmas.
What did I say?
If there's a God.
What did I say? What did I say? Omni-Man had that since the beginning of this video.
Sure seems like he was working out some aggression there.
Despite Homelander's dominance within the world of the boys, he's a big fish in a small pond, relatively speaking. Homelander can move faster than sound, while Omni-Man can move faster than light. Homelander can survive a nuke, while Omni-Man can shatter the moon twice over.
To be fair, Homelander did have a couple of abilities Omni-Man didn't, like his heat vision.
And while Viltrumite healing factors have failed against continuous exposure to the heat of stars, that still took quite a bit of time, and there's no reason to think Homelander's heat vision was anywhere near that hot.
Hell, Nolan's tanked heat vision from the superhero means Supreme before, who can vaporize people in an instant.
Even if it was hot enough, Omni-Man's superior speed would cut him off before he could do any lasting damage. Similarly, despite being able to disrupt his equilibrium with his supersonic screaming, Homelander wasn't strong enough to capitalize on it in any meaningful way.
Plus, while Homelander is pretty devious when the situation calls for it, Omni-Man has been fighting and conquering worlds for thousands of years. He comes from a warrior culture based on fighting. Homelander, on the other hand, comes from a test tube and never had to push himself as a fighter because he was always so much stronger than everyone else.
And that's the key difference between them. One is a warrior, and the other is a bully. Homelander was never going to give up easy, but Omni-Man's skill, power, and Viltrumite heritage earned him the win.
When it comes to Superman knockoffs, Homelander had to eat his heart out.
The winner is
Omni-Man. As much as
Death Battle is back, and we've launched a...
As much as I don't like Omni-Man, after all the stuff that he pulled in the show, bro, that shit, yeah, like Omni-Man is that guy until season 2 comes out. Is either that or the Beast or the Beast guy. Cause the Beast guy, bro, I called him Thor. Like he effed up. He effed up Invincible and everybody else in that damn episode, yo. That was crazy, bro. But if you want me to react to like certain moments from the episodes, I could try to find a video. I'm pretty sure there's a video up there of like the most goriest moments or something from the Invincible show. If you want me to react to that, give this video to 5 likes and I will do it. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. And peace.